Hey, welcome to Neversink Farm. We're out here in the field. We're gonna do a little troubleshooting on the flame weeder. Okay, so I hope you have the adjustable regulator and the squeeze valve. Um, First thing some people have issues is you see this little brass screw in here. What that does is that locks this in place. So some people are like, oh, I can't turn it, right? Well, you just got to undo that, get it out of the way. It's just locking your settings is all it's doing, right? So if you want to go free, you just got to get it out of the way so you can screw up and down, okay? Increase and decrease, okay? So you want to start off with decrease, right? You know, you don't want too much propane. And you know, I warn people about that, using it too high. But you know, you don't want to go too low so that it's just snuffing itself out. Okay, so for the this doesn't have any markings on it, but it works like a normal valve. So if I'm turning it like this, right, righty-tighty, right, that's closing it. And then going counterclockwise, that's going to open it, right? Very simple, okay? So that's completely closed. And then I back off of that to give a bit of, all this is deciding how much propane you're going to use for the pilot light. So it's not going to affect how much flame you're going to get when you're actually running it, when this is decreased. That's going to be from here, okay? It's just going to be when you're not squeezing it. But if you don't give enough propane, you may snuff it out, okay? So I'm going to open it up. Okay, and very important, don't let gases trap in it. Keep it open. Okay, gonna give it a little bit. You backing away because I'm lighting it?
No, I wanted you to
That's
see
always
that.
my reaction. Good. Okay. All right, so here's the pilot, right? You can hear a little bit bigger, less. Okay. I just want to make sure that it's not roaring when the pilot's on, but it's not so light that I'm gonna, when I turn on the gas, that it's gonna snuff itself out. Okay, so I want to give it a little more. There you go. That I like. A low roar. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I set this so that I get what I want when that's depressed. Okay, but that's increasing pressure, so you're going to get more through the pilot. It's coming from the same place. So I'm decreasing the pilot. You see it? Pilot's going down. Okay, but pilot's still on. Now that's full. Okay, and then it's just pilot. But you see how when you increase this, you're going to increase the pilot too, because it's more pressure forcing through the little pilot hole. So you're actually going to get more gas. Okay? The same is true if you're decreasing it. That if you decrease it, you're going to get less through the pilot. Okay? So I like that. That's a good amount, right? You could probably even increase a little more, right? And you're like, well, what are you hearing? Well, the only way to test this is to check on weeds. If it dies in 45 minutes, the weeds, then it's perfect. And that's, you got to watch my video for what you can burn and what you can't burn. But for the weeds you can burn, 45 minutes, it's perfect. Half hour, pretty good. If the weeds are dying instantly, it's too hot. Okay? This is very good. I like this. And it's not snuffing itself out. Okay? Okay. Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, can you hear it? Yeah, so it's like a roar, but not a loud one. Okay? So hopefully that's helpful, and because there's not a lot of adjustments to be made. You have your the tank should just be completely on, right? So you don't have to worry about that. Then you just have increase, decrease on your pressure, and then you have your pilot. Okay, so get it lit, and then you a light roar with your pilot. You know, that's all you need is a slight little shh, right? It's very low. It's not going to hurt anything. It's working good. Propane needs air to burn. You can't burn just propane. If a room was filled with just propane, it wouldn't even light because it needs oxygen, right? And if there's no propane in the room, it's not gonna light, right? So you need that mix. So the hood's got to be off the ground, right? If you just keep it completely against the ground, you're just gonna flood it with propane. There's not gonna be a good mix, and you can snuff it out. Okay, it almost snuffed out there, right? So I keep it open. Okay. Now the other thing is going to be wind. If it's an incredibly windy day, you may have to turn it up slightly. Not too much, but you might have to turn it up slightly to to get more because you're looking for that mix. And with the wind, there's more air than propane. So if you put more propane into it, it's going to stay lit. Okay? And just test it out. And you see how I'm standing in a nice controlled way, right? And this is a way to start testing things on what you like, right? Squeezing it, getting it right, checking your pilot. And then when you get everything right, you can actually go back to the beginning again, get that brass little nut in there and just clamp it down, and then it'll be set where you want it. You can always, undo it to get it right. So I hope that helped. Watch the other flame weeding videos for more information, and until next time.